Give me 10 minutes and I will tell you all the basic information you need to know about the Portuguese way from Porto to Santiago and what to expect if you hike this route, how to find out if this route is something for you to actually hike, and how to choose between the coastal way and the central route. Hello to this video. My name is Chris. I'm from Germany. I love hiking and I published some ebooks on how to prepare for the Camino Santiago. You can check this out in the video description. But today I want to talk especially about the Portuguese way. And the Portuguese way has become very popular in the last years. If you take a look at the official statistics from the Pilgrim's office in Santiago, you can see that in the last year, 2023, the Portuguese way has become more pilgrims on its way. And if you take a look at the statistics in the Pilgrim's office in Santiago, you can see that in the last year, 2023, 34% of the pilgrims choose the Portuguese way and arrived in Santiago. So out of 3 people, 1 guy or girl actually walks the Portuguese way in the last year. And this is quite an increase in statistics and numbers. And I remember a few years back, like 5 to 10 years back, it would be something like 20 or 25% of people choosing the Portuguese way. And now it is almost 35%. But why is this happening? Why are more people walking the Portuguese way? Well, I did the Portuguese way a few years ago and I have 4 conclusions why I guess it is more popular now and why people love it, and I want to share this with you. And the first reason I want to talk about is the length of the Portuguese way is quite short. It's 240 kilometers in all from Porto to Santiago de Compostela. There's actually a longer way from Lisbon to Santiago, but most of the people walk the shorter way from Porto to Santiago. That's why we just talk about this way, right? And you can actually make this way in 2 weeks. 14 days. For most people it will be possible, and this makes this route of course attractive because not everybody has 4 or 5, 6 weeks holidays in a row to actually do the whole Camino on the French way or on the Camino del Norte, because this takes more time, but the Portuguese way is really can be done in 2 weeks. And the second reason I think the Portuguese way has become more popular is because it is not also only short, but it is also not so difficult. If you actually look at the stages you do every day, there are no big mountains included. There are some hills, of course, where you have to go a little bit up and down, but it's no comparison to really challenging routes like the Camino del Norte, like the Camino Primitivo, or like the Pyrenees on the Camino Frances, the French way. So the Camino Portuguese is quite easy from the profile of the daily stages, and I think this is another reason why it's attractive to beginners who do the Camino Santiago for the first time. So this makes it quite easy to start doing a pilgrimage if you're new to this, and this is the second reason in my opinion. The third reason why the Camino Portuguese has become more popular and why people love it is because the infrastructure is also getting better on the way in Portugal. By this I mean first of all, the signs showing people where to go so they not get lost. They are getting better, there are more signs, you can see them better, and this is important for people to actually lead them on the correct way, right? But also the albergues, the accommodations on the Camino Portugues are getting better. They are building more albergues actually, and they did this in the last years already. So there's actually more places, more beds for people to actually stay there overnight, to sleep there. And this makes it easier, of course, for people to actually walk this way. And the fourth reason why the Portuguese Way has become more popular, in my opinion, is maybe the biggest reason. It's because of the coastal way, Camino Portugues de la Costa. That's how they call it in Portugal. And people just love the ocean, you know. People love the sea, people love to swim. And if you follow the coastal route from Porto, then you directly walk next to the Atlantic Ocean on the left. You can actually see the waves, you can see the water. If you walk in summer, you can even take a break from hiking, jump in the sea, take a swim, and then continue hiking. And I think this is a major reason why people just love this hiking route nowadays. And the coastal route is actually not brand new. It has been there for a few years, but they actually improved it. They put more albergues there, they put more signs there where to go. And people started walking this route more and talk about it more, and so it's become more and more trendy now. And yeah, there's also one disadvantage about the coastal route, which I want to honestly tell you. Not everything is just brilliant about it, especially if you go in the summertime, in the holiday season, because then there are also a lot of normal tourists chilling out there at the beaches, going to swim, or just chilling out in the sand at the beaches or drinking cocktails. There will be a lot of families, a lot of kids, a lot of noise. And as the Camino coastal route directly leads next to the ocean, to the beaches, you will actually not be alone there. And this is something you have to keep in mind if you actually decide to walk the coastal route. Beside this, it's a perfect route. It's like really a lovely landscape with the ocean, and I can understand why people chose this route. So to actually compare the coastal route and the central route, we can say that the central route, which leads through inner Portugal, not along the sea, but through the inner land, this is more rural land. There are not so many people. It's going to be more quiet, and it's also a lovely way to choose to walk this route. It's actually up to you if you walk the coastal route or the central route. Both routes are more or less the same length, and later on they actually meet again, they unite, and they continue as one way towards the Cathedral in Santiago de Compostela. So either way you walk, you reach the Cathedral in Santiago and you can finish the Portuguese Way. And if you're not sure which way to choose, actually just take one, and maybe if you love it, you come back in a few years and then you choose the other route. So you actually, after a few years, you know both ways. So yeah, this is one way to actually solve the situation. But either way, you can have a good time walking the Portuguese Way in just 2 weeks with not so many difficult stages. And if you want to find out more about the Portuguese Way, how to prepare for it, how to actually get there, what to pack, what not to pack, and how to prepare the daily stages, maybe take a look in my ebook I published on my blog. You can find it in the video description below the video. There I share my experiences and my tips together with a friend. We wrote this ebook. And yeah, that's all I had to say in this video. Thanks for watching. I wish you buen camino, a good journey, If you have questions, just write a comment and I will try to answer them. And talk to you next time, and see you.